Fox 5 News at Noon starts right now.
If you haven't gotten vaccinated, do it. Personal choice impacts us all.
Yet another call from the commander-in-chief to get immunized against COVID-19 as cases linked to the Omicron variant continue to soar nationwide. Hear what President Joe Biden wants to do now to combat the highly contagious variant. But first, another tragic shooting. This time, a 1-year-old boy is fighting for his life after being shot inside of a home in Atlanta. And detectives have remained tight-lipped about the adults who were inside that home at the time of the toddler's tragic ordeal. We thank you so much for joining us for Fox 5 News at Noon. I'm Portia Bruner, and police say someone fired a gun inside the home on Harwell Road late last night. Let's get straight over to Fox 5's Deidre Dukes, who joins us live now from Children's Healthcare of Atlanta at Eggleston, where loved ones are certainly praying this little boy makes it. Deidre, how's he doing at this hour?
Portia, that child was transported here to Eggleston Hospital last night and is reported to be in critical condition at this hour. Much about this case, as you said, remains a mystery today at noon, including how this child was shot. Who shot this little boy? Now, so the shooting happened at about 11:15 last night inside a home in the 800 block of Harwell Road in Northwest Atlanta. Medics rushed the 1-year-old boy here to Eggleston while APD detectives work to determine what led up to those shots being fired. Now, they said they received information on scene that was not adding up. They did not detail what that information was. They said the child's family members and other individuals were at home when the shooting happened.
And we do know that a number of acquainted related individuals were at this location, and at some point in time this 1-year-old was shot. So we are trying to assess the validity of information received here on scene. There is a substantial amount of work that is still left to be done.
Trying to determine exactly how that shooting occurred on Harwell Road again late last night as this child fights for his life here at Eggleston Hospital. As of now, detectives saying it is too early to tell whether anyone will be charged in the case. That's the latest here from Eggleston Hospital. Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Certainly keeping that little boy and his family in our prayers. Deidre, thank you. Well, fire rips through a Gwinnett County apartment complex, leaving several families in search of a new home. Firefighters rushed to the Summit at Dawson Complex on Chase Lane in Norcross this morning. Flames caused heavy damage to 2 apartment units. 2 other units sustained water damage. Fortunately, though, no one was hurt. Investigators say the fire appears to have started in an HVAC utility closet. Take a look at this. Some Cobb County firefighters receiving high praise for their heroic efforts to save a man from a burning home. Incredible body camera footage from Tuesday's rescue shows firefighters hustling into the house on Wyatt Drive. The crews found the man unconscious in a bedroom covered in a blanket. They quickly pulled him out of that home and administered CPR in the front yard. Firefighters used a special infusion device to revive the victim, who they say was stable when medics took him to a hospital. And first responders put their lives on the line for us every single day, and that includes the police officers who work to protect and serve right here in Atlanta. The city's new mayor today unveiled a new APD precinct in the Buckhead community. It's one of the latest efforts to fight crime in that area. Fox 5's Morris Diggs joins us live now from Buckhead with details of this new precinct. Morris?
Well, Portia, Buckhead neighbors are promised greater police visibility with a new police office under construction on a hot Buckhead corner.
This is hugely important.
Mayor Andre Dickens highlights a new space for police to work out of in Buckhead. It will be on a hot corner, a beehive of activity in what's known as the Buckhead Village community.
So let me tell you why this is a game changer, and although I'm excited about the new digs, I'm more excited about the staffing that the city is committed to work out of this precinct.
The Buckhead commander and the citizens are getting a firm commitment with a 10-year lease the city has signed with the owner of the building at Peachtree and West Paces.
I look at this location and its proximity to Buckhead Village, and some of the things we all know that happens around here as people go to eat and to go to retail establishments. This proximity of being able to get right down the street to this area is going to be critical.
Now, the mayor was asked again about the concerns of Buckhead citizens about crime, some of them saying that they want to leave the city. He answered again, Atlanta will be one city. He said with the conversations he's had with state lawmakers who have to approve such a vote taking place, he says his impression is that is not going to happen. I also asked him about a concern of a lot of female residents in Buckhead who are worried about the water boys, about being able to move around and shop. He said, in fact, that he's going to address that issue later on today. We will have that information and his answer. That's coming up on our shows this afternoon. Reporting live from the Buckhead Zone 2 place, I'm Morris Diggs, Fox 5 News.
All right, Morris, thank you. Let's turn now to the latest in the COVID-19 pandemic. The Omicron variant has crippled hospitals nationwide as more people become infected with the upper respiratory virus. This morning, President Joe Biden announced new steps to fighting the contagious strain. That includes providing high-quality N95 masks for Americans at no cost.
I've made sure that our doctors and nurses and first responders have the masks they need. Never again we're going to have our nurses using homemade masks and garbage bags over their clothing for hospitals because they don't have the gowns. We've more than tripled our stockpile of the most protective specialized N95 masks since coming into office.
Well, President Biden also announced initiatives to get more at-home COVID-19 tests into the hands of Americans and added supply for hospitals that have struggled to keep up with an influx of COVID-19 patients. The president, of course, urging people to get immunized and wear masks. And back here at home, the push is now even greater than ever to get more people tested for the virus without having to leave home. Today, the Clayton County leaders and healthcare providers will hand out more than 10,000 at-home test kits. The Board of Commissioners partnered with the Board of Education to make those kits available. And some insurance companies will soon start to foot the bill for those at-home antigen tests. In order to qualify, though, you must have private insurance and you must have purchased the test after January 15th. You will not be reimbursed for tests you bought before that date. Time now for a check of today's forecast as we look across downtown Atlanta from the Georgia Power camera. Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologist Jeff Hill joining us now with a look at the forecast. And really, everybody's just talking about what's in store for this weekend. All eyes on Sunday.
We've got a lot of stuff in store.
Yes, indeed.
We might see the whole gamut of winter weather as we head through the overnight Saturday into the day on Sunday. That means some rain, some freezing rain, some sleet, and some snow. Here's a look at our Georgia Power camera again, and our current temperature right now out of the airport is 56 under a partly cloudy sky, 7 degrees warmer than we were yesterday. So we got potential maybe of getting up to near 60 for later on this afternoon. West wind right now at 11 miles an hour. 56 in Athens, 51 up in Blairsville, 57 down in Thomaston, 54 right now in Griffin, 51 in Rome, 53 in Carrollton. So looking at a good day today, lots of sunshine. You can see that out there right now from our airport camera. Temperatures getting up maybe to about 58 or so. Stay tuned. We'll talk more about the weekend storm and have all that coming up in just a few minutes. Portia.
All right, Jeff, thank you. New at noon in just the last few minutes, Governor Brian Kemp wrapped up his 2022 State of the State address. Speaking before a joint session of the State House and Senate, the governor pledged to fulfill his promise of a $5,000 teacher pay raise. He announced his budget proposal for 2023 will include the final $2,000. Kemp's amended budget plan for 2022 will also include a one-time pay supplement for school support staff, administrators, bus drivers, and the school nurses.
The hard-working Georgians in our schools, the school staff, the administrators, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and teachers all do a terrific job of keeping our kids safe and investing in their futures. To support their heroic efforts day in and day out, I believe that we as state leaders must continue to do everything we can to ensure they have the resources necessary to fulfill their mission and prepare the next generation of leaders for successful lives and careers.
Well, the governor announced his 2023 budget proposal will also recommend adding $425 million to the state's education budget to restore cuts made during the pandemic. And the Atlanta Braves will honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation will distribute fresh produce and Chick-fil-A meals this Friday at the Henry Hank Aaron New Beginnings Academy. That takes place from 11 in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon. The team will also support schools with a day of service Monday on Martin Luther King's holiday with a neighborhood cleanup project. And Fox 5 wants to invite you to remember the life and legacy of Dr. King with us. Join us Monday. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes will host our coverage of the 2022 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. commemorative service. All starts Monday at 10 o'clock. And coming up on Fox 5 News at noon, a baby tossed in a dumpster. But wait until you find out who authorities say committed this horrible crime. That's coming up just ahead. Plus, a Metro Atlanta woman issues a desperate plea to the public to find her daughter's killer 6 years after the senseless murder. Ahead, you'll hear what she says to the people who may know something about what happened to her daughter.
For a lot of people, not everybody, but for a lot of people, they've experienced an increase in their rents.
People aren't only dishing out more cash for rent, they're also paying more for groceries and gas. We'll tell you how rising inflation has put a damper on the wallets of many Georgians. Up next.